Welcome to our South African roots. So if anyone watched my previous videos, you will know that my last video was about the wealthy man model. I'm going to be addressing some of the assumptions that are made overseas about South Africa in this video. And the reason I'm doing that is because I keep seeing videos about how the income is distributed within our society, this side, or should I rather say within our country, this side at present. There's kind of this depiction of there being a really, really poor side of things, which is 100% correct. About, I would say, 85% of the country is virtually dirt poor, like shacks, dwellings, undoubtedly unsafe areas to live in, very, very poor. And a lot of these members of society have always been poor, have never been given the opportunity to provide wealth for their families or expand their education or anything like that to have a higher earning potential. Now here's where my problem comes in. It's depicted that the upper, let's say 5% of earners within our country are all white. And I can't say that that is too far off, because there's a lot of businessmen that are white. And this is because back in the day, pre-apartheid, a lot of the people that were educated, that got degrees, were given the opportunities to get degrees, were white. So I'm not going to even argue that. A lot of them are white business owners that pay their tax and that hire citizens and pay them fair wages according to what they are able to pay them. No argument from me there. My biggest problem with how the media depicts everything is they forget to mention that within the top 5% of earners, I would say probably the top 2% are all politicians or politically linked to each other. That means that the top earners of our country are the people who are supposed to be assisting those in the 80% that are jobless, that don't have homes, with the money that the people surrounding them in the same brackets, tax brackets, are paying. Now, why does this annoy me? Well, every news channel that I see blames all of our problems on apartheid and the fact that people are not getting an increase in salary, and they point towards the white man as the reason that people are not getting their people paid, that businesses are not paying their people, and that there is no wealthy. Well, let me just say, affirmative action has put Black Lives Matter in place very strongly here. We have BEE and have had BEE for the past 30 years now, which makes businesses have to employ black workers. No preference is given to the white worker anymore. You have to be BEE compliant, which means you have to have, whether that black person has the qualifications, whether they have the abilities or the capabilities to do the job, you have to have a large percentage of black workers within your company. So business owners have got large portions of black people, and I have no problem with that for the most part. I do think it's unfair. I do think that it should be based on skill, but let's leave BEE out of it for now. My problem is that these businesses pay taxes to the politicians, but where does that money go? That's just the question. Where does that money go? It goes into the politicians' coffers, and then it stays there. They use it to build their little empires for their families, never actually redistributing it to the poor. So, how would I suggest that we actually change this? Well, I have noticed something coming into the business world, if you will, that is happening amongst most corporations, which is that the thing that I've noticed is that most people are earning roughly the same salary. Why is this a problem? Well, that means that your newly graduated people who come in with degrees are earning the same salary as what people who are not qualified are earning that have been with a company for 20 years. I don't have a problem with people that have been with a company and have shown loyalty earning more, but the problem is there is no more to give. So we're all lumped into this same earning field, and I would say it's probably about 10,000 and 25,000 rand flat rate. Will probably majority of us that are educated are earning in that bracket. Now, why is this a problem? Well, for the guys who have been working for 20 years, let's say they're in their 40s, they're in their 50s, hopefully they bought homes when the homes were extremely affordable. So them earning in this bracket isn't as bad because they're paying a lower return rate on their bonds, because the pricing of houses was about, I would say, 6,000 to $1 million for a good 3 to 4 bedroom house. And if you're still paying it off about 15 years later, I would say it's an okay rate in comparison to the rental rates that we have going right now. But the problem is these guys are also having to pay for retirement. So they don't have enough funding to put away from retirement. And as well, most of them have children. So those children are probably around about the age where they're going to university. So now these parents are having to pay for cars, because you have to get your kid a car. If you don't get your kid a car, they will be back about 10 years, because the time that it will take to get them a car whilst they're studying, okay, you guys know how it works. I'm not even going to, but you get the idea. You're probably going to have to get them a car to get to and from studying as well. But anyways, you're going to have to pay for those studies, and then you're trying to pay for retirement, all on a very measly salary. And then you're trying to pay off your bonds so that you can finally put more towards retirement, so that you're not reliant on the government when you retire. So your salaries never increase. We never get bonuses. We never get any increases, because the economy is stagnant, because the government is not providing more opportunities for more businesses to grow.